Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some of my best tips on how you can start and grow a YouTube channel in 2020. So I know a lot of you guys in self-isolation have been starting YouTube channels or have been wanting to grow your YouTube channels and things like that. So basically today I'm just going to be giving you guys some of my best tips. Basically all the tips that I used when I was first starting out, and a lot of the tips that I personally believe got me to 1,000 followers. So yeah, basically today I'm just going to be sharing those with you guys. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. It would mean the world to me. And give this video a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's just get right on into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is things that you need to do before you actually even start your YouTube channel at all. And then after that, I'm going to get into the tips on how to actually gain subscribers. But these tips for things to do before you start will actually help you a lot after you already have your channel set up and when you are trying to gain subscribers. So both of these aspects are really important. But if you already have your channel set up and you just want to be learn how to gain subscribers and things like that, I'll put this timestamp up on the screen for when I finish talking about things that you should do before you actually start your channel. Okay, so these are the things that I think that you guys should do before you even start uploading your videos, and just the things that you should do before you have your channel, because I know everyone is just concerned about gaining subscribers and things like that, but these tips are super important too if you do want to grow your channel in the long run. So basically the first thing that you should do is get a nice profile photo and channel banner and make sure they match. I know you might think that this is really stupid and it's not going to matter, but your channel banner and your profile photo are the first impressions that people have of your channel, so you want to make sure they are nice. So you want to create a nice channel banner, a nice profile picture. Spend a decent amount of time doing this because this is people deciding if they want to subscribe to your channel or not, and it's the first impression that you're giving them. So you want to make sure it is a good one. The other thing is you want to find out what you want to film with and what you want to edit with. So personally, I film with a Canon G7X, but that was a little bit more of an expensive investment, and that's not what I started filming on. I started filming on a camera that was way cheaper. The quality was not as good, things like that. If you guys go back and watch my older videos, you'll definitely be able to tell. So you don't have to start out with a super expensive camera. You can start out with a cheaper camera. You can also start out with your phone. I know a lot of really good YouTubers that end up getting a lot of subscribers and they just film with their phone, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you want to film with your phone when you're starting out, that is totally fine. For editing, I personally use iMovie. I don't use Final Cut Pro just because it is pretty expensive. That is something that I want to get eventually and invest in eventually. However, it's just not something I have right now. And basically what I edit on is I edit on my MacBook Air. There is a dog barking outside really loudly. I am sorry about that. Okay, anyway, so I edit on my MacBook Air. This is not like super new or anything. Hi Katie. So many interruptions in this video. Okay. Yeah, it's not like a super new MacBook Air or anything. Like, it still works really, really well. I don't even know what model it is, but I got it quite a while ago. But iMovie still works really well on it, so you don't need to get like a MacBook Pro or anything. I know a lot of people think that if you're gonna edit, you're gonna need like a MacBook Pro. You definitely don't. You could also edit iMovie on your phone or like an iPad or something like that if you have that, because I have edited with iMovie on my phone. When my laptop was broken at one point, I edited with iMovie on my phone. It still works. So if you don't have a laptop, if you don't have anything like that, if you don't have a camera, you don't need to worry, but just make sure that you find something that works well for you and make sure that you get used to doing it. So practice your filming style and practice how you're gonna edit. So I recommend filming like a couple of small clips and just practicing editing them together, practicing filming, practice from a bunch of different angles, different lightings, things like that. See what you like best, because you want your channel to have a style. Obviously, you're gonna film in different locations and things like that. You don't need to film the same way every time, but it will just really help to give yourself some practice with filming and things like that when you are just starting out. Because I know when I was just starting my channel, it took me so long to get my filming style down and things like that, and I spent way too much time trying to do like camera angles and stuff, and it probably just would have been a lot better if I had actually like practiced in advance instead of just trying to film a video for the first time knowing nothing about camera angles or lighting or anything like that. So I recommend practicing, and I think that it will make the quality of your first few videos a lot better. Another thing that is definitely necessary when you're starting a channel is kind of coming up with your channel's niche. So basically what that means is you need to figure out what style of YouTube videos that you want to post, and this is vital if you want to grow your channel, because you don't want to just be like, okay, I'll post whatever, like one week I'll post you know, like a hair video, and then like the next week I'll post like a clothing haul, and the next week I'll post like school tips, things like that. I feel like that's a mistake that a lot of small YouTubers make, and definitely that I tried to do before when I was first starting out, but the YouTube algorithm doesn't favor that. The YouTube algorithm wants to know that you are a specialist in one thing. So if you want to make makeup videos, that needs to be all that you are going to post. I mean, not necessarily all you are going to post, because obviously you're not going to post a makeup video every single time, but it's going to be what you post most of the time. So you want to think of what you want to post most of the time. I guess it's kind of how I would describe a niche. For example, when I first started my channel was a lot more like school stuff. I would post a lot of school videos, but then I kind of started to branch out from that a little bit, and now I do a lot more like tips and like personal growth, and I do a lot of challenges too, and like fun videos like that, because I know that's stuff that you guys really like, and I have the most fun filming those videos. So you have to think, what videos are you gonna have the most fun filming, because that's gonna be what you post a lot of. So you don't want to be all over the place. I guess that's the tip that I'm trying to say here. So actually take a decent amount of time and thinking. I would think of top 3 things that you want to do, because anything more than that, the YouTube algorithm is not going to favor those videos. Like, I noticed if I try to post makeup videos or things like that, they don't really get a lot of views, because that's not what my channel is about. So you have to kind of think of what you like to do and kind of keep it consistent in that way, because everyone talks about consistency with uploading, which is also very important, and I'm going to get to, but consistency with the type of content you upload is also just as important. Another thing that you should do before you start your channel is come up with your uploading days. So everyone talks about posting often, posting consistently, and stuff like that. And you could be posting 3 days a week, but maybe one week you post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the next week you post Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I don't know. And you're just not posting on the same days or at the same time. But the YouTube algorithm really favors people posting at the same day and the same time. So for example, for me, I post every Tuesday and Friday between 12 and 12:30 Mountain Time. That is when I upload my videos, and that's when I've always uploaded my videos. So play around with it, figure out what time and days are going to work best for you to upload, just because then that way the YouTube algorithm will favor you more, because they favor consistency, and that doesn't necessarily just mean uploading. It means your niche, it means your date, it means the time, and it will also mean that your subscribers will know when to come back when you're uploading a new video if you always post at the same time. So then that will really help the growth of your channel as well. Okay, now on to how to grow your channel and how to gain subscribers once you already have a channel. This is what I did to gain my first 1,000 subscribers, and I found that it worked very well. So if you are also looking to gain subscribers or get your first 100 subscribers, your first 1,000 subscribers, these tips should help you. So the first one that I think is the most important one, and it is so vital, is to interact with other small YouTubers. I feel like no one talks about this, and I feel like it is so important. Like, you can be posting every Tuesday and Friday, consistent uploads, good quality uploads too, and your videos are still getting no views, and that's because you're just not known in the community. And unless the YouTube algorithm really is pushing your videos, which is very rare for a YouTuber who is brand new, the YouTube algorithm is probably not going to be pushing your videos yet. So you need to push your own videos. So you need to share your videos on social media, get your friends, your family to watch it. And then the other thing you need to do is find other YouTubers who have around the same amount of subscribers as you. And even people who have a little bit more subscribers than you, or just small YouTubers in general. Go to those people, and I'm not saying do sub for sub. Do not do sub for sub. That is not going to help grow your channel in the long run. But go and actually make friends with other small YouTubers in the community, because there is a good chance that if you make friends with a couple small YouTubers, they're also friends with a couple small YouTubers, and then basically you just have a whole group of YouTubers. And it's actually super fun, because YouTube is a great way to make friends as well. So one, that's also going to help grow your channel, but it's also going to help you make friends. So it's kind of like 2 benefits. And then that way, like, those people will subscribe to you, and then you'll start getting more subscribers and more people watching your videos, and actually support them back. I don't mean like fake supporting, like the sub for sub that people do. Like, that's not what I'm suggesting. I mean, like, genuinely watch their videos, and only do this with other YouTubers whose videos you like, and actually watch their videos. There's a lot of small YouTubers that I found who produce better content than big YouTubers. So find those YouTubers and support their channels, because a lot of them are really good. And supporting those channels, if you support their channels, they're likely to support your channel back, and then your videos start getting more views, more things like that, like more likes and things like that. Not I'm saying that you should only support people so that, like, you get views on your channel, but it does help get your name out there, and it will help people know who you are. The other thing is thumbnails. This is so important because you need to have a high click-through rate. And I was not even taught what click-through rate even meant until not that long ago. So basically what the click-through rate means is the percent of people who, when they see your video, whether it be on their browse features, in search, from notifications, things like that, the amount of people who your video gets shown to, which is called impressions, basically the percent of the impressions that actually click on the video and view it. So the average click-through rate on YouTube is between 2 and 10%, which may seem pretty low, but if you think about how many videos on your main page you click on, it's not a lot because people can only watch one video at a time, obviously. So that's why the click-through rate is between 2 and 10%. So you definitely want to make sure yours is in that range, and if it's not, here's a couple tips to get it there. And if it is in that range, getting it above 10% is really helpful. All my videos that have done really, really well all have a click-through rate of above 10%, or it's like between like 9 and 13%. So if you really want a video to do well, get it within that range, and here's some tips on how you can do that. So you want to make thumbnails that are really aesthetically pleasing. So I have an entire video tutorial on how I make my thumbnails. So if you want to check that out, I will have that linked down below. If you want like a super in detail tutorial, this is going to be a pretty brief tutorial. So if you want more tips on thumbnails and things like that, I will have that video linked. But I use a YouTube thumbnail present pack. It was only $20, which is amazing. It was super cheap, and it was 5 presents. I have seen 5 presents for like $30 or $40, so this one is great. It's only $20, and it's probably one of the best purchases I've made for my channel besides my camera. It is so good. It has helped my channel so much. I'll have the link to the presents down below as well. Basically, they work for every single photo. There's 5 different ones, and they're all very different, so whatever kind of photo that you have, they should work for. So yeah, that's something I recommend. You want to have a nice eye-catching filter. And then I do a couple other things to my thumbnails just to make them like more aesthetically pleasing and things like that, which I show in the thumbnail tutorial. And then you want to have nice fonts and text and things like that. So I use Fonto personally, and I don't use the fonts that come with the app. I download my own fonts onto font.com. So I'll just have like a mini tutorial on the screen for how you do that. It's super simple, and I usually just look up like font accounts on Instagram. A lot of them are like super inactive now and they don't post, but they still have like tons of posts with like good fonts. So if you want to find some really pretty fonts for your thumbnails, that's where I recommend looking. And then you can just download them onto Font, and they just immediately go to Fonto, which is super, super easy. So that is what I will recommend for your guys' thumbnails, and just experiment with them. I usually make like 3 or 4 thumbnails for every video that I post. I'm just experimenting with like the photo, the filter, the text, things like that. To see which one I like best, and I'll always send them to my friends. My friends hate me. I'm like 1 or 2, things like that. Which video are you more likely to click on? But ask yourself that. Ask your family members which video you're more likely to click on, because it's really going to help your channel to have a high click-through rate, and it's going to get YouTube to push your videos out. The other thing that's going to get YouTube to push your videos out is a high audience retention rate. This means high watch time. So basically what you need to have is, if you go to your YouTube analytics, there is like a little thing that's about the average amount of time that people watch your videos. So let's say that your audience retention rate is about 3 minutes for a specific video, give or take. What you need to do then is you need to go to that video and say it's 3 minutes and 26 seconds, and that's the average time that people clicked off the video. So go to that point in the video that says 3 minutes and 26 seconds and see what was happening at that video. See what was happening before that was getting people to click off. Maybe you were talking too long without having a pop-up on the screen or something to catch the audience's attention, and then that's why they clicked off. Attention spans are pretty low here on YouTube, so you need to catch your audience's attention early. The difference in having somebody watch your video for 1 or 2 minutes and then having them watch it all the way through is insane, and YouTube pays attention to that. So that's why, like, this kind of goes into my next tip, but that's why you can't do clickbait, because you might get a lot of views, but if YouTube notices that people are only watching that video for 1 minute, they're going to stop recommending you, and your channel's not going to get more views in the end. So you may be wondering how to actually increase your audience retention rate, because this is really important not only for your videos getting pushed out, but if you want to become monetized on YouTube, which means making money on YouTube, there's a 4,000 watch hour requirement, which is a lot, and you need to get a lot of watch time in order to achieve that. So this is also important for monetization as well. If you want to get monetized, you also need to do these things. So one of the things that I found really helped increase my audience retention rate is having things like pop up on the screen, so you can have like sound effects, music, things like that. If you mention a video, like for example, when I was mentioning like, oh, I uploaded a video that was my thumbnail tutorial, if you want to check that out, I popped a picture of the thumbnail for that video up on the screen, or you can even pop up like a little clip from that video up on the screen. If you are popping things up on the screen, it's really going to help hold people's attention. People are very visual learners, and they don't want to just sit here and watch you talk for 15 minutes straight. You need to have things that catch your attention. When I was talking about DeFont, I had a video tutorial up on the screen, things like that that are just going to really catch your audience's attention. And sometimes people will just have your video on in the background where they're cleaning or eating or whatever. Maybe they're not necessarily looking at your video, but just listening to it. Have a sound effect. If you pop something up, I don't know if you guys notice it as much, but when I pop something up on the screen, there's like a popping sound effect or something like that that just catches your attention, because then people are like, oh, I should look, there's something on the screen. That's going to keep people watching for longer. And again, the thing that also really helps, which I mentioned earlier, is just going back to the point in your video where people did stop watching and noticing what made them stop watching, so that you don't make that mistake again. Those two things combined will really help increase your audience retention rate. The other thing that you can do is put the most interesting parts of your video at the beginning. It's like when you're writing an essay, what my teachers always told me is to put a hook at the beginning. You want people to read your essay, so you put something super interesting at the beginning. It's the same thing with a video. You want to put something super interesting at the beginning. Like I was talking about the beginning of this video, like growing your channel, getting subscribers, getting to your first 1,000 subscribers. These are all things that people want to know, and you need to have something similar in your video. So you want to have something super interesting at the beginning so that people keep watching, but you don't want to stop caring at the middle or the end either, because like I said, you want people to watch this video all the way through. So keep your video interesting all the way through. Have your big hook at the beginning, but also have quality content throughout so that people don't click off and get bored. That is how you're going to increase your audience retention rate, and it really has helped for me, so I hope it helps for you as well. Okay, so those were all my tips on how to start and grow your YouTube channel. I really hope that these things helped you guys. If you are new to being a YouTuber, or you have been a YouTuber for a while and you just want to grow your channel a little bit more, these are the tips that really helped me. So I really hope they helped you guys as well. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!